Hello and welcome back to my channel, Ted Baker. Today we are doing the stage 4 Punchy Power on the London route. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel as we go through today's stage. There's one more stage next week, stage 5. As you can see, we start off putting out a bit of power just to stay with the front group, and then we'll start to wind down as we start to go around the course. Today we did a little bit of a warm-up, 10 minutes or so just before the stage started, just to get us ready. But as you can see, as we start going on the course, it's a little bit punchy to start off with, so the legs get nice and warm, ready for the mighty Box Hill, approximately 8 to 9 minutes in length. So as you can see, 71 of us in today's stage. Not a bad group actually. And we're hoping to get into the top 20. So as you can see, very top middle, we've got this lead in. As we go under the banner, that's a lead in done. And then we've got a little incline. Again, just staying with the group. You probably see a couple of people, there you go, using the feathers. My opinion, bit of a waste, need to be saving them. Heart rate's gone up to 147, as you can see, pushing out 260, 70 watts, just keeping maintaining with the group. I think we've got one more little bump after this one, and then it's downhill. Get as much rest as possible, keeping the heart rate low. At the moment, as you can see, I look quite comfortable. So this is a Cat C race, 4 categories, A, B, C and D. This is sort of your average Joe group, I suppose, with an average, well, maximum watts per kilo of 3.2, but as you can see, at the end of this race, some people push more than that. Technically should be in the B group, but it's all good for competition and keeping your fitness up, because you can compete with the faster people. So today it's just one big climb, as I say, Box Hill, virtual Box Hill. Same route, obviously cartoon mode. See, I just took a sip of water. I've got some sugar water today. Approximately 45 grams of sugar, a bit of sodium in there. And what I failed to do is actually use it. I think I take a sip just as we're going up Box Hill at the wrong time, really, when it gets to about 8%. And then I don't touch it again after that until going downhill. So we're going to be looking at around about 26 minutes for this race. I think the quickest time on this so far was 25 minutes, or maybe just under. This is being recorded on a Tuesday evening. It's only a 16k route, but there's a lot of elevation with the big punch of Box Hill in the middle. So you end up putting a massive effort in trying to stay with the front group. Hence, that's why it's so short. As you can see, we're still in a group of about 50 now. There's maybe 20 riders off the back. Couldn't stay with the first couple of lumps. We're just going to be going down this stretch now for maybe another 400 meters, and then we get another little hill where you'll see a lot of people putting in quite a bit of power to get to the top. Again, it's just a case of maintaining the group's pace. As you can see, I'm at the back doing less than 200 watts, just using the draft to my advantage because I'm a little bit of a heavier rider compared to some of the others possibly. So using the downhill is a bit of extra speed, and the aero advantage being behind people in the draft. So we're just going to go underneath this bridge. We'll be turning right, straight up a little punchy hill. So this is where you start to see people start to put down a bit of power. As you can see, the grade up the top right, 4%, 5%. I come out the pedals just to give myself a bit of a change in body position, put some power down, a little bit of grinded up there. 350 watts. You can see one person's gone straight off the front, created quite a substantial gap actually, to be fair. But with us being in such a big group, as we go around this left bend, we start to drop downhill, and we all should come back together. So we're 4Ks in, heart rate's up to 160 because that little punch, and now we're just got to basically recover as much as we can for the downhill. At the moment it seems to be a decent pace, to be fair. It's not too strenuous, but it doesn't feel slow either. So it looks like we'll get a decent time, all depending on how I fare going up the Box Hill climb. So again, a couple of people putting in a bit of an effort to catch the little group in front. So you've got the group in front, and plus you've got the loner who's gone off straight off the front. So just got to stay with these, maintain this. I'm not really pushing that much wattage. As you can see, 210, 220 watts. Bringing that heart rate back down. The group's filling up again. As you can see, top right, there's a little split between us and the group behind. The group's all coming back together now. However, the lone rider is still up there on his own, and again we'll end up catching him. Just a simple fact that we're in a group, moving quicker. Different people taking turns off the front to pull it in. I'm trying to avoid going off the front to put any pace in, because I know that obviously the Box Hill climb is going to be coming up, and I want to be saving as much energy as I can to get up there. So we're about to turn left over the bridge. We can now see the rider on his own just at the top of the crest there of the bridge. And we're definitely coming together. So as you can see, I've dropped off the wattage again. Heart rate's come down to 152. Just try and keep it somewhere around there so I'm not putting so much of an effort in. Through the substation. You can tell the pace is picking up a bit because it's so stretched out in a long line. And then we just come up to a bunch and straight away. So we're not far now from the start of the climb. Got a couple more turns. And then we'll start to go straight up. And if you've noticed, I've still got my feather, which allows me to basically drop a couple of kg for a certain amount of time, so then we can start climbing this hill. I'm unsure of how many people are in this group at the moment, but however, we've dropped quite a few, and going up Box Hill was literally, it's just going to be split right up. So we've got a right turn on the roundabout, round to the left, and then you start the you see the KOM marker ready for the in red on the left hand side. There it is, just coming up, and this is the start of the climb. So I've chose the gear I want to be in, starting to push some wattage, just maintaining the same speed as what the group is doing. Got to take a sip of water just as it starts to kick up to 7, 6, 7, 8%, and I believe that's the last time I touch my water. So I'm aiming to maintain around about, well, 275 to 300 watts would be ideal. Again, still haven't used my feather yet. I'm going to be using that on a section, probably around about 7%. You can see the group splitting already, banging out 400 watts. There goes my feather. So now basically I weigh a little bit less, pushing out the same watts. I should start to catch some of these guys. It's all about pacing. We've got 8 to 9 minutes of this going up the hill. I don't actually know what the fastest climb did going up here. I think I did about 8 minutes 15 climbing this hill. So there goes my feather. So I'm right in my target zone, hitting what wattage I want to be hitting. Heart rate staying a little bit steady. It is a little bit high for me. But just got to get a pace going. As you can see, bottom left, I've moved my hands onto the top of my bars. So I'm sitting up a little bit, get a little bit more oxygen going into my lungs. And you can see I'm starting to struggle already. Legs starting to hurt. But I know we've only got about 6 minutes to go, something like that. I want to try avoid standing up until roughly the first bend, going round to the left. Just keep spinning them legs. I'm doing approximately 3.5 kilowatts watts per kilo. I've just got to maintain that for the duration of the climb, because obviously going up the climb, then you should have a respite coming downhill, and try and stick with the group. So as you can see, I'm 14th at the moment. Nice little group in front. No one's really gone off the front. I've had to stand up now because my legs started to burn. Just a bit of a change of position using different muscles. Coming to this first bend, it'll level off slightly, and then it kicks back up. So I'm on the switch back now. So we're over halfway on the actual distance of the course. We've done 8 kilometres, we've got 7.5 to go, and we've just got to get this hill out the way. Still maintaining my watts, 300 watts. I think I'm doing pretty decent, to be fair. Again, this was my fastest time up Box Hill. I think it was 8:14, 8:15. So this proves when you're like riding with a group, it gives you a little bit more motivation to try and stick with it instead of doing it solo. Plus you get a little bit of aero drafting going up the hill. So again, I'm just riding my own race, sticking to my own watts. I don't want to be giving it all right at the moment just to stay with that group, and then, you know, going around this next kickback, switch back, and then getting dropped because I've put too much effort in. So I'm gasping for a bit of air at the minute. I can see the groups there, and I'm just telling myself just to get back onto it. currently 78 kilos, which isn't massively heavy, but it's quite heavy for a punchy cyclist. But you'll have guys going up here that are 100 k's. They can push out more power. So you see, I start to catch a couple of people. They might have put a little bit too much effort in on the lower section. It's starting to slow up. Also, my watch has gone up a little bit. Graffiti on the road, just as it is on Box Hill. Don't know if it's been resurfaced actually. I think it's still there. So again, I'm on the top of the bar, trying to get as much oxygen in me as possible. Past a couple of guys, and I can see the group is pulling away. 5-6 seconds ahead of me. Doesn't seem very far, but because of the climb, it's obviously quite a big effort to get back up there. But again, the group behind, the people behind me, 5 seconds behind me. So there's sort of, they'll be seeing exactly what I'm seeing, as in terms of the gap between the people in front of me and the people behind me looking at me. So we've got one more right turn coming up. I know there's not a long distance to go. Again, giving the spin and the brake, standing up in the pedals. Watts per kilo look is 3.6 to 4 watts per kilo. If I started doing 4 watts per kilo trying up this hill, I would never last as long as I've done now. Definitely feeling it, but again, I know it's not too far now. Starting to catch the guys in front. The front group is gone now. There must be about 10 of them, maybe 8 to 10 of them, 13 seconds ahead of me. There's no way I'm catching them. So I've just got to keep going. I'll probably end up being on my own for a little while. And that's where I've got to make a decision whether I'd hold off a little bit and let the group behind me catch me so I get a bit of rest, or just try and go solo all the way in. So now we're starting to level off. This is the top of Box Hill. Changing my gears to the bigger gears, and start to try and put these watts down. I want to catch the person in front. It's 3 seconds ahead. Everybody else 13 seconds. There's no way I'm making up 13 seconds after that big effort up the hill. So if you know Box Hill, the calf would be on the right hand side, car park on the left hand side. There you can see the banner. It should switch to a view, overhead view of Box Hill. There we go. And then there's the viewing point. Just come into shot now. So 10k's done. We've got one more little bump coming up for us in front. And then that's where I'll be using me feather just to get over the top, put a big effort in, and then start to go downhill. As you can see on the right hand side, just keeping an eye on the times. Currently sat in 12th position. Group in front, 15 seconds ahead, 16 seconds ahead. They're probably round about the top of this little bump coming up now. Again, I ain't going to catch them. You can see they're putting out 7 watts per kilo. So I've hit the bottom of the hill, bang on my feather, standing up in the pedals. I'm just going to try and push as much as I can to the top of this hill. 10%. Putting out 380, 390 watts after just doing that climb. Not doing too bad. Starting to catch a little guy in front. who had the same idea with the feather. So he's starting to level off now. Grimacing. Again, didn't touch any of my water. So changing back up the gears. Going downhill now, 8% downhill. Taking a little bit of a rest. Get some oxygen back in my lungs. Look at that face. So again, we're in the super tuck because I'm on my own. I'm not getting any advantage from any aero or drafting from the guys in front. I'm not pedalling and I'm travelling over 50 kilometers an hour, so we took down into the bike. Just getting my breath back, and then after I've got my breath back, put a bit of an effort in. To get some speed going, and then what I'll do is go straight past this guy because I've got the drafting benefit of me as well. I should imagine he'll try and keep with me, but I'm going to keep pushing a bit and then go back into the super tuck for a bit more of a rest. So back in the super tuck, let that speed build up back a bit, get a bit of a rest. We've got 3.5k to go. Obviously some of it's downhill. I can see the person behind me, he's pedalling at 3.5 watts per kilo, assuming to try and catch me up. And as you can see, he's only 4 meters behind me. Level off a little bit, so again I put another effort in. Trying to stay away from him. And then it's the last bit of the downhill before we start going back towards the finish. So that little spurt there just got me from 4 meters from the person behind me, 4 meters behind me. He's now over 40 meters behind me because I put that little bit of an effort in going downhill. Now the people in front of me, 12 seconds, 10 seconds, again I'm not going to be able to catch them, however we can sort of see them. And now I'm making a decision whether or not to slow down, let the two behind me catch me up and we're riding, or I just ride solo and try and catch these guys. Got to go back up the subway. The subway climb, which is fairly steep to be fair, so it's going to take a big effort to get up there, but it's only for 5 seconds. Definitely feeling it in my legs now. Currently training for Surrey Half Marathon and walking, so legs are feeling a bit burnt. You can see the group in front of me just got to the top of that climb there, so I'm standing up trying to get the right gear to get up here, pushing out the watts. 15% incline, not very long. And then I just ran out of a bit of gas near the top. Final last K.5. You see I'm pretty much dead. Getting my oxygen back. Doing less than 200 watts. I can see the group behind me definitely catching, so I've decided that, look, I'm going to let them catch me up, get a bit of rest. I'm not catching the group in front, and then we'll try and do these on the sprint. I think I've got a fairly decent sprint. So as you can see, here they go. I'll let them pass me, get a bit of drafting going on. So 3 of them go past me. You can see the person in front is still maintaining decent wattage, so he's going to be pulling the group. We've got a K to go. In my head I'm thinking 600 meters can start to go for the sprint. So I'm just about to catch up to these guys. I actually go to tighten my shoes, but I ended up undoing one of them, so I'll just give up. So I feel I've had a bit of a rest now. Start to climb onto these guys. We've got just over 700 metres to go, just over 600 metres to go. I'm doubting the fact that I wanted to go at 600 metres. Start clunking up the gears. Got to tighten my lace, unclicks, and I'm like, nah. So now just I'm out of the saddle, just grinding up the gears, putting a bit of power down. Just over 400 metres to go. Start winding it up. Probably did it a bit too early. It's got less than 300 metres to go. I'm hitting just over 10 watts per kilo. And the guy behind me was 7. He's now matching me, but because of the error, the drafting benefit, he's done me. But happy with that. Coming in 12th place. Eased off the pedals. Done in. Great race, great result. As you can see, the top 3 doing 3.6, 3.8 watts per kilo. I hope you enjoyed my video. Like and subscribe. See you soon.